Hello there everyone, Ash and Flash here, and welcome on into a early LEGO Marvel 2025 set review. Today we are looking at set number 76324. This is Spider-Man versus Oscorp set. It has 808 pieces, retailing for $139.99 USD, $169.99 Canadian. The set releases on August the 1st, but was sent to me early by LEGO and Land to do a review for. I'm so excited for this. I cannot believe that we have an Oscorp building. It is also continuing out the street, which I'm so excited to combine with the first set that we got back in January, the Across the Spider-Verse set with the Spot and Miles, the bodega. And then also there's another set, Peter Parker's apartment. So I'm so excited for the future of combining and building out our Marvel streets, hopefully our superhero streets, and then also just the fact that this is Oscorp. We're getting some characters here that we've never gotten in minifigure form before, so I'm so excited about that. So let's go ahead, let's build this set. All right, here is everything built. If you want, you can find time codes down below if you want to hop around to just the bike, the minifigures, the individual buildings and rooms. All right, so first thing here that we're going to start with is actually the street, and it looks amazing to see this all side by side. This is a very big and important expansion, I think, for the whole street because it has 4 separate individual sections. Each of these 4 sections obviously are all interchangeable, so you can bring this around and move this here, and you've got a very small alleyway if that's the case, and then you can put these 2 buildings next to each other. But this one, though, is very important because it's actually a corner, which allows you then to continue the street and put more buildings down that way. But I love where this is headed. So something to note is that you can actually take the modularity of this one step further here and even remove this section here. And I think as well, it's pretty easy to remove that if you wanted to continue to expand this upwards. But I think that's supposed to be the top of a roof. But this over here, I don't think is supposed to be detached. You could see here that it'll fall apart depending on where you grab it. So you really have to be careful. You got to grab it lower. But look at this. It all comes together. I think it's designed here. Let me show you. I believe it's designed to be kept together because it is sort of themed and connected loosely to the Venom films. But also, just look at the amount of studs there. That's not meant for you to be detaching it. Versus here, look at all of the tiles there, only 4 stud connections. Setting things up the way that they're supposed to be according to the instructions. I have added the Across the Spider-Verse set here because it is the corner building and it fits really well to create this street. Peter's apartment, though, is designed a little bit differently. You can see there's no street. So you're meant to actually take it and place it on top of the bodega. That's why the bodega also doesn't have a roof. And then what you do is you take this grill up at the top, this vent, and you attach it here, allowing you to have a guardrail there for the apartment, just making this feel more like a complete New York street. This is a little tall, I think. Maybe it makes Oscorp seem too small. I've seen a lot of people say that. It's deceptively big. I felt like I was like, oh, there's another floor. I was building it. I'm like, oh, there's another and another. But then seeing it side by side, it feels small. So I don't know. It feels big when you're building it, but it looks small. So here's Oscorp. You could see here just the size and scale of this next to Norman. It's kind of crazy, the size of this. It's deceptively big, I think. Maybe a big part of that is because of the antennas and cell towers up at the top. But again, just this panning shot up here. It's very exciting to have Oscorp here finally. I'm blown away by this. Like, this is a dream come true to have this as a playset. This is something that I wanted as a kid so badly growing up, especially like 2013 era when LEGO Marvel's superheroes came out. And that creepy level and everything. I was really just wanting a playset like this to go alongside of the Bugle. Here it is now, all these years later, and I think it does a really good job and just capturing the look and aesthetic of that. I will say the windows, I think that maybe they should have been the darker foggy color for the glass, or the new transparent black, I think would look even better and sleeker for this. I really like this Oscorp sticker here. I wish I had placed it a little bit lower, but it's hard to tell with that big plate that's on. But I like the lights and everything sort of adding to the tops of this sign. The design and slope of that with all of the angled plates, even over here covering a little bit of the window, is so much fun. And you might be wondering, why is there this big web here? So just turning this around here and talking about the antenna, it's really interesting. You got a big steering wheel piece being used there, as well as just these dishes and everything. They're all in these weird colors, which I think plays into what's going on here with the Green Goblin and the sort of takeover that's happening. Now, we came back here to look at this little play feature. You just move this red dial here. So what you do is you take your Spider-Man minifigure or any of the spider people and attach them here to the webs, and then you just move the dial back and forth, and it looks like he's actually swinging through the city, which is such a fun little play feature here that I think kids are going to absolutely love. And I love the amount of distance that you're getting with that as well. Like, you really are swinging past the other two buildings if they were here. Also, I just hope that more expansions to the streets include different web swinging abilities like this. So that maybe what you can have is you could pretend that Spider-Man actually does, jumps and then attaches onto the next building. So down below here, you've got the 6x6 Green Goblin sticker, which looks so cool. It's sort of glitchy, a Green Goblin override there. You've also got this superhero posing piece there for you to take the Goblin glider and actually have him flying around outside Oscorp. And then down below here, you've got a very simple and effective little entranceway, sort of modern automatic door opening here. And then now you're inside of Oscorp. So the lobby, it's a little lacking. I think a TV screen with the Daily Bugle would have been cool, or that newscast that we get in all of the Marvel sets would be really great too. You do have the classic Marvel fire extinguisher there, as well as you've got a yellow mug behind the reception desk, which doesn't have a computer, doesn't have anything going on, which I think is a bit of a shame. There's no seats in the lobby. There's no elevator facade or anything. I know it's small, but it needed more. So a little bit higher up, you could see here that we've got them testing the symbiote or the symbiote. I'll say both for people so that they don't get mad. But it's cool. You can actually have the symbiote escape here by pushing on this red piece here. It'll launch out the panels on the front. So just to show you here what that looks like, pretty simple and effective play feature. But that is a very cool sticker there that we have, as well as you can see like the DNA. There's a symbiote tentacle there, as well as inside you've got a needle. You've also got there under the microscope a petri dish with some DNA and a spider. So maybe that's the radioactive spider that bit Peter, or one of the other ones. So here is Green Goblin's laboratory here. You could see that we've also got included 2 pumpkin bombs there, which look amazing. I love that we've got 2 of them included here, and they've changed it up a bit where you can actually remove the flames from the head, which is kind of crazy. You could see on the back of the head, there's even some printing there too. So I'm not sure why they chose to have you be able to remove the flames. Maybe it was so that they can include some more detailing underneath. But I think some people are theorizing that it's also for Johnny here, so that you can have him flame on and off, which you can't even see really the second face print on the other side. So that is very exciting. Over in the back, you've got a flame actually creating some sort of serum that's above that, which is really cool. And then also over here, we have a spot that's storing the Green Goblin glider that is very easy to remove, but you could store it there. Here is the Green Goblin glider. It looks really cool. You can see you've got a couple stickers there in the back as well as on the front. It's a simple design, and Green Goblin stands in the center there on those 2 studs. So here's Norman Osborn's office. You could see over here on Norman's desk, you could see this computer screen that says Green Goblin Override, and also there's some sort of loading bar there. And on the desk as well is this newspaper that says Times Scare. And that is actually a printed newspaper from the Daily Bugle big set. So they came in a bag with 10 different newspapers, and there's a few in the set which I find interesting. You've also got this sticker here that says restricted area with a fingerprint there, as well as a keypad. And on the other side as well, you could see that it's also armored off and blocked off. So I'm a sucker for 2 things. Number 1 is a good transforming feature here. So you can take your Norman Osborn minifigure and you turn the satellite there, and you can have him suit up here into this Green Goblin armor, which is really cool that they have this simple play feature. I love this so much in sets, but also this gives you a place to store this suit as well. Here is the Marvelous Jewelry here, and it's got an apartment building above there for Miles, and there's a couple play features here that we have to show you. You can see all the red pieces there on the side. Here in the alleyway, we have this Daily Bugle newspaper. Again, another piece from the large Daily Bugle modular that says, "Who is Spider-Man?" Over here on the front, you've got this sticker there for 1964, which is when the Amazing Spider-Man first kicked off, as well as we've got the Marvelous Jeweler there, obviously referencing just Marvel. You've got a fire hydrant out front there in black, different design than the Marvel Modulars. There's also this really great security camera build there, which I thoroughly love. That is actually the transparent black that I was talking about before. That same build, similar build, is being used in the Arkham Asylum modular, which is so cool. As well as you've got some glass on the floor. Why do you have some glass on the floor? Well, you take this piece here, you push it forward to break out the glass panel there. But we'll walk inside the normal way here. There's no stickers or detailing there. You do have a cash register with a $100 bill on the counter, as well as over here in the corner. I love this a lot. You've got a jewel there inside, and you can see there all the glass on the floor and on top. That is from Craven actually stealing one of the jewels that you'll see later on. So here is Miles's apartment. You can see in the corner that we've got a bed for you to take Miles and place him inside, as well as you've got a really great fan build. You can see he's making some Miles Morales artwork there, a little egotistical of him. Up here on the roof, there is a little spot here for you to take your minifigures, have them stand there, as well as there's a stud there too. You've got a little chimney there, but specifically, you're meant to take this whole section off the roof. And then what you do is you take Gwen, specifically, I believe, you place her there, close it up, and then what you do is you actually, on this piece, you pull it backwards, and she'll drop down from the ceiling. So here is the mini mart and another apartment. I think it's simple, but I really like the idea of having smaller sections here for the Marvel Street. I think that's going to be very effective the more and more that we get. I like the design for this roof using this big bow piece there. That's pretty cool. You've also got this little ventilation part on top. We've got a window, some plants on the balcony there, as well as an air conditioning unit. You've got the mini mart sticker there, as well as a camera there that's webbed up that you could really move and put anywhere. So here we've got this glass door for the entranceway to the mini mart, which you step inside here. You've got this box up there, some fish food, some popcorn, and then also a little very, very tight counter, but you can place a minifigure inside there. And here is Eddie Brock's apartment. You can see we've got a chicken there, a reference to the Venom films, and sort of, I guess, the convenience store as a whole is also supposed to be that. You've got this group chat here between Venom, Anti-Venom, and Green Goblin, which I think is hilarious. You've also got the mouse pad there, and the seat. It's angled so that Eddie can sit like this. Also, over there in the corner, you've got this really cool dartboard there with Spider-Man's face. Here is this corner little section of the street. I think it looks amazing. Just the design here for the street light is really effective. I like the hot dog piece there being used. I think that the lights and just how that is built is perfect. And I don't mind if we get more of these down the line and just getting more stuff to populate the street. Down below here, we've got another one of the newspapers there, the Spider-Man No More, reference to Spider-Man 2. You've also got over here the yellow dumpster from the Superheroes Modulars, which is pretty interesting. I don't like that it's here, to be honest. I wish it was exclusive to that. Included as a pink pop can. So theorize what you will about that, but that's it. I thought maybe there'd be something more exciting in there if they are referencing the big Marvel Modulars. Here's the Miles Morales bike. Drives very smoothly. Of course, it does shoot out these two transparent light blue studs there. You've got a sticker on the front for Miles with the red. You've also got his Venom strike there, sort of lightning coming out of the back. That's kind of cool. And you've also got a spot, of course, for Miles to sit. He can't actually attach to the handles, though, but it's fine. Here is Spider-Man. This is the same figure that we've been getting for a while now, but it still looks good. It's perfect, besides there not being any dual molded legs, which I don't get why they don't include. Here is Miles Morales, who looks good. It's the same suit that he got in that original mech, and it's appeared a few other places, but he's got the symbol there on the back, as well as the hood looks pretty cool. You can see the mask printing there is very detailed, like the effect on the lenses and the back head printing. Here's Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider. Looks pretty good. Again, exact same figure we've been getting for a while with the great hood piece there. Removing that, there's nothing on the back of the head, though. Here's Spider-Woman, which
is a little different than the other appearance because she doesn't have the dual molded white and black legs. But the hair here, you could see that removing it, she's got this pretty cool face there with a smirk on one side and then this angry fighting expression on the other side. The back of the torso is cool. Would have been cool to get She-Venom, but it's fine. Included as well is this big rubber web piece here. And what you do is you take one of the villains and you web them up inside. And they can sort of also be attached to the walls, which is a fun inclusion that you could web them up anywhere around the set. Here's our first ever Norman Osborn minifigure. We have gotten Green Goblin, I guess technically the Statue of Liberty one, but Norman on his own here, it looks really cool. This to me feels very Insomniac Spider-Man coded. I don't know if it's the hairpiece usage there and the dark orange and even the face here. Turning it around and this smirk here, I just see and hear the Peter Parker, how the hell are you? That sort of line from Insomniac, but the suit, it's fine in the face. It's all reuses from Harry Potter. It would be great if this was a dark green suit, though. I think that would have just gone the extra mile making this actually from Insomniac Spider-Man. Here is Green Goblin. Looks so cool. This is actually Harry Osborn from the comics, but still, I love that we're getting this here. It looks really cool. This piece here from Ninjago works really well, I think. And you could see the face printing is awesome. It's got some back head printing there as well. The back torso looks great as well as the front. I looked at the legs and I was like, wait a second, are those Lex Luthors? And I'm like, that would be so smart. They're using DC stuff over from January, but no, they created a brand new leg printing. Here's Eddie Brock and Venom. I love this. You know, as somebody who keeps complaining about here's Venom again, same figure. This is actually new. I know that it's a bunch of reused parts and everything here, but it's still really awesome. I think it looks great. The hair there with the new Bucky face, by the way, is so strange that we're getting it used here as well for Quicksilver. Ugh. But I love the build for the symbiote head actually coming out of his back. On the back, he's got this angry expression as well as a printed hood. So this is really cool. I like that he's here finally for the first time. Just realized there probably should have been a chocolate bar or something included in the set. And last but certainly not least, I think this is so cool. It is Kraven the Hunter, who looks awesome. I love the spear there. You can see he's stolen that gem that we talked about before. Also, he's got that fur piece that I'm pretty sure he introduced way back when, which looks really cool. The slick back hair, I think, works well for him. The face is actually Doctor Strange's, but the angry expression, I think, fits Kraven really well. The torso looks really cool. I love the belt, the lion face, the necklace there, as well as on the other side. He's got some back torso printing there too. Of course, this smirk because it's Doctor Strange. But still, I think this works really perfectly.
There you have it, everyone. That is my review of Spider-Man versus Oscorp set. I think this is just such an exciting set, just giving us a little taste of what is to come, I hope, for the future of these mini, smaller Marvel modular buildings. I like that they're more affordable for kids to experience a lighter version of what we get with the Daily Bugle, Avengers Tower, Sanctum, all that stuff. So I can't wait to see where we go from here. Again, just seeing them all side by side looks amazing. And I think the character lineup in here is really solid. However, 4 new prints in that's pretty disappointing. It's cool to be getting Eddie and Norman for the very first time, but I really would have loved someone else, maybe even a different Marvel hero in here, besides getting another Spider-Woman here, removing her exclusivity, just like Anti-Venom. I don't get it. It's going to teach people to just wait instead of buying the January wave, just wait for the summer. So what do you think of these sets? Be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notifications so you don't miss out on future LEGO Marvel set news and reviews and that combining video and combination, trying it all out. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.